Hello to all the beautiful people of the internet. Welcome to another Walking Dead video. This will be the last video and then I will get on to the rewrite, I promise. So in this video, I'm going to be trying to be thinking who was the protagonist of each season of The Walking Dead. Because the protagonist's line was really blurred after pretty much everything, like who was the protagonist, because it focused on one person and it kept moving to another. I'm thinking, who is the protagonist of the show? There is no protagonist, there's just one season protagonist. So we're going to get into it and let's see who I believe is the protagonist of each season. If you have an opinion of yourselves, let me know in the comments down below. So for season 1, I think this one's pretty obvious. Nick was the protagonist, definitely. He saw everything first. He drove the plot more. Yes, he had a little bit of yes, the others were joining and such, but he was the one that mainly drove the plot. Everyone else was hesitant. Season 2, I believe that would be Travis. But also, I know he's an antagonist in the season, but Chris as well. Travis and Chris were the ones driving the plot for season 2. He was mainly Travis trying to get his son, while his son was poorly adapting to the world. He was the worst character, in my opinion, for main characters, but it definitely seemed like Travis was mainly driving that plot forward. Season 3 was definitely Madison's season. She finally stood up to who she was meant to be, and she finally made decisions that actually contributed to the plot. Now, yes, other characters contributed to the plot, but she did most of the stuff in there, and she was mainly telling people what to do rather than them using their own initiative. In season 4, that one's tricky. There's no Morgan because you know my rewrite, but I think Morgan was the protagonist of season 4. It was difficult between 4 and 5, but then I rewatched 5 and I was like, yeah, it's definitely Morgan for season 4. I know it's Aiden, but you know what I mean. Introduced full on all life is precious, but he does do some things in the plot, but he definitely drives it forward. Whereas the others are either just there in the background or they do other subplots. Season 5 goes to... I'm just trying to find them. It goes to June, definitely. Well, she had more story to cover in season 5. You could say it was Alicia, but was it really? But yeah, definitely June. She definitely had more screen time in season 5, I believe, than the other seasons. Season 6, I would definitely say, was John Dory's season. It was definitely John's season, but then he was killed off. So the next person of that would be tricky to see who would be the next one, because you could say Morgan, but again, Morgan's more of a blank slate. So I would have to say Daniel was the next protagonist of season 6. I definitely believe Daniel did a lot more. You could say that his health thing was holding him back, but I don't think so. I definitely believe he was doing a lot more behind the scenes than anyone was doing on screen. Season 7 has 2 protagonists, definitely. We have Victor, even though he was the antagonist of that, he became a protagonist in the end. And Alicia. These 2 definitely drove the plot in season 7. I would say season 7 was slightly improved. I definitely say that, but still a little bit meh. But those 2 definitely drove everything that happened in there. And in season 8, we had 2 protagonists. Definitely. Excuse me while I try to find them. I know he's an antagonist, but like his final episode becomes a protagonist. Troy, and then the second person that drives the plot is tricky because we need someone who is morally good. Oh, this one's tricky. It's tricky. If I had to possibly guess, man, this is tricky because, like, I don't know who would have been the big protector. I guess I would have to go with Luciana. Oh yeah, she wasn't in there much, but I definitely think she did some stuff in there that would have made up for the atrocious plots in season 8. So let's go through it. Season 1, Nick was definitely the protagonist. I am 100% sure. Season 2, again, I'm 100% sure. Travis and Chris were the protagonists, although Chris later died, but Travis remained the protagonist of that season. Season 3 was definitely Madison's best season yet. She was the full-on leader, fully adapting and such. Season 4 was definitely Morgan. He introduced him. He had to be the protagonist of some sort. Season 5 was tricky because no one was really doing anything, but I definitely think June had her spotlight moment in season 5 near the end. Season 6 was definitely John's season, but then when he was killed off, we had to move to a different one, so I had to pick at random Daniel. I know that he wasn't there much, but I think he did some things at least. Season 7 was definitely Victor's and Alicia's season. They definitely drove the plot in that season. And then season 8 was Luciana's and Troy's season, definitely. So that is it for today's video. After this, it will be the rewrite, I promise you so. Thank you all very much for watching. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. If you guys think differently about who I think were the protagonists of each season, I would like to know in the comments down below. I would also like to give a shout out this video to a commenter. I think his name is New Star Killer. Thank you very much for interacting with my videos. I do appreciate the support you're giving me. We're 1 subscriber away, guys. Come on, if you want me to suffer through a whole pot of Bombay Bad Boy, get me that 1 subscriber and I will do that for you. And have a good day.